You guys, this next video with Candace Owens shows her destroying this guy who's asking ridiculous questions about white privilege. Go check it out.
Was there ever a point in history where white privilege did exist?
Yeah, I suppose when we lived in a country where if you were black, you were not allowed to go into certain places.
When did it end?
When it stopped being systemic, when there stopped being laws in place that stopped me as a black person doing what you're able to do as a white man. If you ask me whether or not I believe in economic privilege, I would tell you yes. If you ask me whether or not I think that somebody born into a family of billionaires be afforded more privileges in life than somebody that is born in the projects of Chicago, I would say yes, because economic privilege in this country does exist. But there is no law in place that is stopping a person because of the color of their skin from gaining that economic privilege, which is why I do not believe that white privilege, which is based upon the color of your skin, exists. If you're asking me, do I think the black community has been crippled economically, the answer would be yes. It has been crippled economically by Democrat policies. You just heard me say that in there.
Democrats are Americans. Democrats are in America, so therefore you just admitted that there has been disadvantages by two black people, by Democrats who are American. You just admitted it.
It is not based off. You asked me if white privilege exists. The answer is white privilege. Because you're born white, that means you're going to not have this or that. It does not exist. No. This is what I love about white liberals, right? Like, they know it's so important for them to sell us our oppression that they'll come up and tell us we're under grace. Just say it.
Can you speak for
Well,
all
why
black
don't you
people?
stop speaking for black people? That would be great, okay?
I'm not.
Why don't you let
privilege.
him, who's shaking his head and rolling your eyes, speak about him, his experience as a black man?
We can have a conversation later.
No, because you're sitting here yelling at me, telling me, and I'm telling you the answer. Economic privilege exists. You're saying why does it disproportionately affect blacks? Because we're disproportionately voting for Democrats, and it's stupid.
There is so much to unfold about the video I just watched with Candace Owens. She's spot on. I loved it at the end, just even to start right there, how she tells him, why don't you stop speaking for all black people? You know, it boils my blood when I see liberals like this who are so far left trying to say how white privilege is alive and well as far as it being racist against minorities. Candace said it so perfectly that there is no laws in this country that stops anyone, no matter what color, race, or whatever that they are, that they cannot go out and work hard to get the privilege they want in this life. There's no law to stop them. There's differences where people could be born in a billionaire house, as she said, but that's not suggesting that only white people get born in a billionaire's house. I mean, there are billionaires who are African American, Black American, minorities, Hispanics out there in this world. And the way the liberals talk about white privilege is a way like it was 100 years from now, right? Or 100 years ago, I should say, where there was a lot more racism, there was a lot more restrictions on what Black Americans can do, African Americans do, minorities can do, but that's all eliminated. It's gone. Look at all the leaders in our world right now and how many of them are minorities, right? Democrats do not want to talk about that because it does not push their racist narrative. And when she told him to stop speaking for Black Americans, she was spot on, because liberals, white liberals, want to continually bring this to the surface that racism is as bad as it was 100 years from now, which is totally pathetic. I love Candace Owens, and I can never watch enough of her.